I hope the first interactive Play Pause It video was a good review for you. Um, so now that you've had a chance to review the basics of exponents, I now want to practice with you being able to use exponents to write numbers and also to evaluate expressions. So you should have this table on your paper. I'd like you to fill it out with me. Okay. So in the left column, you see that we have the power. In the middle column, we're going to rewrite each of the expressions in repeated multiplication form. There's another name for this, and it's also called expanded form. So I want you to go ahead and write that above your table. Expanded form. And by the way, we could also relabel the left column. Instead of saying power, we could actually call it exponential form. So that's another name for the power. It's in exponential form. And then when you write it out as a repeated multiplication form, it's called expanded form. And then in the last column, we're going to write the value. So you can see in the first one, since we have an exponent of 1, it's literally just -3. And the value is -3. We only had to write it one time. Then when we had an exponent of 2, we multiplied the -3 times the -3, which gave us a positive number because two negatives cancel out and make a positive product. The third one, we're going to multiply the -3 by itself 3 times because our exponent is 3. When you multiply the first two 3's, you get a +9. And then when you multiply the +9 times the -3, your answer is going to be a -27. All right, on the next one, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to multiply the -3 times itself, except this time, since our exponent's a 4, we're going to multiply it by itself 4 times. So I'm going to go 2 numbers at a time here. So this -3 times this -3 is a +9. And then times the next -3 would be -27. And then -27 times -3, since they're both negative numbers, our answer is going to be a +81. And by the way, you may want to start using your calculator if you're not already, and that is totally fine. But make sure when you're putting it into your calculator that because they have a parentheses around the negative and the 3, you need to put the parentheses in as well. Okay, so this one, we're multiplying -3 by itself 5 times. So -3 times -3 times -3 times -3 times -3 again. Now, since our exponent is actually an odd number, I already know that my product is going to be a negative number. You probably noticed the pattern here. We had negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. Okay, so again, this one is going to be negative. And I know that when I did -3 to the 4th power, I got 81. So now I'm going to go ahead and multiply the 81 times the last -3. So 81 times -3 is -243. All right, let's keep going. This time I'm multiplying the -3 by itself 6 times. Now I was putting the little dots in between, but I'm running out of space. And when you have parentheses right next to each other, that also means multiplication, so I really don't even have to do the dots. Okay, so -3 times itself 6 different times. Because that exponent is an even number, that means all the negatives are going to cancel out. So now I know that -3 to the 5th power was -243. So now I'm multiplying negative 243 by negative 3. So it's a positive 729. All right, last one. Negative 3 times itself 7 times. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so again, since I have an odd exponent, I'm multiplying the 3 times itself 7 times. That means the negatives are not going to cancel out, and my answer is going to be a negative number. Specifically, 729 times negative 3. And I got a product of negative 2,187.